So we had a question in the forums the other day about some free or open source QA process tools for e-learning course design. So I want to show you an example of a tool that's really not designed for e-learning QA review as much as it is software and application development. It's called Mantis, and it's mostly used by software developers, application developers, folks working on larger, more technical projects. But when you think about the QA process, it's really similar, right? You have categories of functionality that you're identifying. Maybe you're working on a specific area. You have the severity level, the status. Is it a new request? Is it resolved? And of course, the summary. So what I want to walk you through using something like a Mantis, if nothing else, not as a solution, but maybe as a conversation starter just for your own organization around what you might want to look for in some sort of QA tool, whether you build it or engage a third-party vendor. So right here, the idea is I've actually put this together in a simple frame set, right? So in the top frame, I have presenters player.html file, and then down below, I just have a link to the actual Mantis PHP page. So at this point, I'm separating both of these vertically, or actually horizontally. I could have these in portrait mode where on one side of the screen I have the course, and the other side I have the QA tool, whatever works for you. In this case, the horizontal seems to work best. Now, the idea is as the user, the person reviewing the course is going through the course, they will log and view each slide and then be able to log an issue down below. So the idea would be, in this case, it's obviously a little bit smaller because of the screen recording, and then, of course, this can all be customized. The reviewer would click Report Issue and then be able to, based on their permissions, report or view or edit issues. So we've clicked Report Issue. We have some categories. We have some fields, and then they'll capture this on a slide-by-slide level. Let me open up Mantis right here, just in a full page. It's the same page that's being brought in the frame set right here, but I thought it would just be a little bit easier to look at. So let's go through the process. Now, the first item is the category. Now, of course, the order of these can be modified, but category is probably one of the more important. Some folks will keep a QA tool open. They'll just keep a field. I've always liked to lock it down, so it kind of directs the SME or the reviewer into a specific area of the course. They want to fill out multiple, they can, but sometimes if they keep that open field, they just go down rabbit holes that you never get out of. So kind of finding those high-level categories around the course: activities, lessons, functionality, on-screen visuals, instructional design, or the writing. On-screen text is a big one. Then I like to keep something like a wish list. Let them have that, that bell and whistle feature request, but that's not coming until who knows which revision. So selecting one of those. And of course, these fields can all be modified. Reproducibility, sometimes, always. Again, this is more software specific, so you might even want to just delete this field. Severity is pretty good, right? You might want to change these a little bit. This is more software oriented, but severity is just a really big issue for you. Is it trivial? And then the priority. Now, a project manager might want to review all of these and then reassign the priority based on where they see the big picture. So the developers may or may not want to or even see these types of fields. Based on your user rights, you could also assign this to a user or to a development team. So to your developer, to your designer, maybe to the instructional designer, push it back to them. A couple options there. Quick summary, it's a mandatory field. Description, keep going through. Steps to reproduce and additional info, I'd probably remove these. These are really software specific and not QA e-learning specific. Slide number, this is a custom field that I added. Now, I don't know a lot about PHP, but this was just something I was able to use and create from the control panel. Definitely want to capture the slide number if you can. Maybe even add, depending on how your courses are designed, a time field. What time in the course? Is it a minute, 30 seconds? Just as a way to quickly get to that area of the slide so you can, the person making the changes can quickly see where this issue is occurring. You can also upload an image. That's really helpful for a screenshot. And then, of course, you can set this to private, public. If you want to add multiple issues, you could click the report to stay. So if I click Submit Report, I get the operation successful, and it's going to take me to the View Issues. So now I should be able to see my issue right here. Now, based on how you set this up and who gets notified, either the project manager, the specific developer, could get an email and see that this new issue has been assigned to them. So right down here, Visual Images. Adding the slide image lets you sort by slide, which is a really helpful feature. That way you can combine issues. So if there's a graphics issue, a functionality issue, maybe an on-screen text issue, you can combine those, and the developer can kind of see all those in one view. So just a couple options for using an open source tool, Mantis. Nothing else, hopefully it will help you look for some better solutions.